Hello everyone, I Rahul Tripathi, faculty of MBA department from Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies. Today I am going to present on the topic global trade in goods and services. So let us start with the introduction part. So amid economic disruptions from COVID-19, on the whole global trade held up relatively well in 2020. Much of the trade resilience was due to East Asian economies whose early success in pandemic mitigation allowed them to rebound faster and to capitalize on booming global demand for COVID-19 related products. So the positive trends from the last few months of 2020 grew stronger in early 2021. So in the quarter 1 to 2021, the value of global trade in goods and services grew by about 4% quarter over quarter and by about 10% year over year. So importantly, global trade in quarter 1 2021 was higher than pre-crisis levels with an increase of about 3% relative to quarter 1 2019. So let us discuss about the global trade outlook for 2021. So the positive outlook for 2021 remains largely dependent on subsidizing pandemic restrictions. Nevertheless, the fiscal stimulus packages, particularly in developed countries, are expected to strongly support the global trade recovery throughout 2021. So the value of global trade should also rise due to positive trends across commodity prices. Still, there is uncertainty about how trade patterns will be shaped throughout this period. So friends, we'll be discussing about the first point that is very important, that is uneven economic recovery. Some economies are poised to rebound stronger and faster than others. In particular, the economies of China and the United States of America are expected to be the main drivers of global growth during 2021. This should also have positive effects on countries whose trade is relatively more integrated with them. For example, East Asian countries, Canada and Mexico. On the other hand, COVID-19 is expected to continue disrupting the economies and trade of many developing countries, at least throughout 2021. Next point is reshoring and nearshoring trends. So the COVID-19 pandemic has introduced a substantial uncertainty into the operations of many global value chains, providing incentives to scale down segmentation and shift production closer to consumers. So the continued development and the implementation of regional trade agreements, for example RCEP and AICTA, and ongoing trade tensions between major economies could also contribute to changes in production patterns of global value chains. Moreover, enduring container shortages and increasing freight rates could provide further impetus for reshoring and nearshoring trends. Next point is government interventions and policies affecting international trade. So governments are expected to use a wide range of policies as part of their post-pandemic recovery plans. Considering the ongoing diplomatic frictions among some of the major economies and the current difficulties within the multilateral trading system, there is the risk that some of these policies may be trade restrictive. In addition, efforts towards a more socially and environmental sustainable recovery process could affect the established patterns of global trade. For example, policies aimed to tackle carbon leakages through price adjustment for imports are deemed to have an effect on the international trade flow. Next point that we have to discuss is that is the macroeconomic instability brought by the higher levels of debt. So the additional borrowings of governments to sustain their economies during the COVID-19 crisis could result in financial instability. Even without a full-fledged global debt crisis, rising debt and obligations on its servicing could bring instability. Any rise in interest rates would put pressure on both national and private borrowings. With negative repercussions on investments and international trade flows, especially for developing countries whose fiscal policy space is more limited. Next point is lasting changes in consumers' spending. So consumer behavior has substantially changed during COVID-19. Demand increase in some sectors, for example, healthcare products, digital services, communication and home office equipments, and declined in some others, for example, transportation equipment, international travel and hospitality services. So friends, these are the points that we have discussed in the global trade and services. All these points are very, very important. So friend, I hope you understand the concept of global trade and services. Please like, share and subscribe the Tecnia TV. Thank you very much.